In a quiet neighborhood, where the sun shines softly through the trees and the air smells of fresh grass and flowers, something extraordinary was about to happen. A young boy, not much older than 10, was about to change the life of a tiny, helpless creature in a way neither of them could ever imagine. It all started one rainy afternoon. The boy, named Ethan, was riding his bike along the winding street when something unusual caught his attention. A small bundle, lying motionless by the side of the road. Ethan's heart skipped a beat. He quickly stopped, jumped off his bike, and rushed toward the bundle. There, curled up in a small ball, was a newborn puppy, trembling in the cold rain. Ethan knelt down and gently picked up the little creature, whose tiny body was shaking uncontrollably. He noticed something that made his heart ache even more. The puppy's eyes were closed tightly, and it seemed like it could barely see. "Hey there, little one. Don't worry, I'll take care of you." Ethan cradled the puppy in his hands, careful not to hurt its fragile form. The puppy's tiny whimpers tugged at his heart. Despite the pouring rain, Ethan knew he couldn't leave it alone. It needed help. And so, he made his decision in that moment, with all the certainty a child can have when faced with a need that must be met. Rushing home, Ethan burst through the front door. His mom was in the kitchen, preparing lunch. Ethan, excitedly. "Mom. Mom. I found a puppy." Mom, concerned. "A puppy? Ethan, what's going on? It's so late, and it's still raining outside." Ethan, panting, out of breath. "I found it on the road. It's so small, and it can't see. I think it's blind." Mom, softening. "Let's see it." Ethan gently handed the puppy to his mother, who immediately noticed how fragile it was, barely alive. She could see the fear in Ethan's eyes, the concern written all over his face. Ethan's mom, though worried, knew they had to act fast. The tiny puppy needed warmth, food, and care. Together, they made a little bed for the puppy in a soft box, with old towels and a blanket to keep it warm. They named it Willow, after the gentle tree that sways in the wind. For the first few days, Willow was weak and fragile. Ethan and his mom fed her with a special puppy formula every few hours. At first, she didn't want to eat, but Ethan never gave up. He kept offering the bottle, speaking softly to her. "Ethan, gentle voice. Come on, Willow, you've got to eat. You need to be strong." Slowly but surely, Willow began to grow stronger. Ethan kept a close watch on her, and with every passing day, her tiny body grew, and her senses sharpened. Though she couldn't see, her ears perked up at the smallest sound, and she started to wag her tail when Ethan's voice filled the room. It wasn't easy for Willow at first. She didn't understand the world around her, and the dark space she lived in was much larger and scarier than she could comprehend. But Ethan was patient. He took her outside for the first time, allowing her to feel the world with her paws, and guided her with gentle encouragement. Ethan, cheerful. "Okay, Willow. It's just the grass. Feel it with your paws. It's soft, isn't it?" Willow hesitated at first, but after a moment, she stepped forward, feeling the cool grass beneath her paws. Ethan smiled, seeing her begin to trust the world around her, even if she couldn't see it. Every day, he helped her navigate their small yard, guiding her around objects, always making sure she felt safe. It wasn't long before Willow started to understand certain sounds and scents. She could tell when Ethan was near, even if he wasn't speaking. The sound of his footsteps, his heartbeat, and the scent of his clothes became familiar to her. As the weeks went by, Ethan noticed how much Willow depended on him. Not just for food or warmth, but for love, for security. They had formed a bond, one that went beyond words. It was a bond built on trust, patience, and the quiet understanding that came from spending every day together. But not everyone understood. Some of Ethan's friends didn't get why he would go to such lengths for a blind dog. They teased him, calling Willow just a dog and telling him he should get one that could run and play. "Friend. Why not get a real dog, Ethan? This one can't even see." Ethan, defending Willow. Willow is real. She's my friend. And I don't care that she's blind. Ethan's voice didn't waver. He stood tall, even when the teasing continued. Willow wasn't just a pet, she was his companion. And together, they were inseparable. Through these challenges, Ethan learned that it wasn't about what others thought. It was about what they shared. Willow didn't need her eyes to love Ethan, and Ethan didn't need her to see the world to know how special she was. They had each other, and that was enough. One day, as they were walking through the neighborhood, Willow did something remarkable. For the first time, she walked confidently, guided not just by Ethan, but by the world she had come to understand in her own way. The sounds, the scents, the vibrations of the earth beneath her paws, all of it came together, helping her navigate. Ethan. Good girl, Willow. You're doing it. Willow wagged her tail, her confidence growing with every step. As time passed, Willow became stronger and more independent. She could find her way around their home, and even play in the yard. Ethan's friends, who had once mocked him, now saw Willow for what she truly was, an incredible dog, filled with love and strength. The boy had learned that sometimes, the greatest challenges bring out the strongest bonds. And Willow had shown him that love wasn't about seeing or being seen, it was about understanding, supporting, and caring for one another. Together, Ethan and Willow had created a life full of love, one step at a time. And so, the boy and his blind dog continued their journey, side by side, showing the world that with a little heart, patience, and care, we can all overcome our own limitations, and find light, even in the darkest of places. Sometimes, rescue doesn't just mean saving someone else, it means learning and growing together. A boy, his dog, and the extraordinary love they share.